Behold, the Lee Factory Crimp die. We're fixing to talk about this booger. It can be the greatest thing ever, or it can be an accuracy destroyer. We'll talk at you here in a minute. Well, looky here. I'm out here piddling at the reloading bench, and I thought of an opportunity to point something out to people. This actually will go to some of the new guys and some of the old guys. See a difference in those two bullets? They have never been fired. I intentionally set this up on my press so I could point something out to you. And what I plan on pointing out to you is there's a little bit of, you got to pardon me, supposedly I got COVID. I'm waiting on the damn test to come back. Well, we'll see. A lot of people use Lee products in reloading. I'm a fan of some of their stuff. I get good results with their dies. I get speed actually out of their pistol reloading dies because I reload on a turret press. Well, Lee has it's called a factory crimp die, and according to their advertising, you cannot over crimp a cartridge with that, and that is not entirely true. I've seen a few people taking these dies and going on that thought, they just go ahead and crank the head all the way down and roll with it from there. And they've never pulled bullets and actually measured bullets to see if it deforms the bullets when you're crimping. And you know the difference between a factory crimp die and a roll crimp is autoloader's headspace on the case mount. So the idea is we're going to just squeeze the whole thing down good and tight. It'll hold the bullet in the right position. You won't have any kind of bullet shift, supposedly, and it makes the bullet and shell feed better, especially if you're loading stuff like Glock fired brass where you get the Glock bulge. But you can over tighten that thing by a long shot. Do not go by what Lee tells you that you can't over crimp it, because you can. You just have to pay attention. It's like anything else. When you start using this die, and you know it comes in the full set if you buy the full set. When you start using it, work it like, do it just like you're seating your bullets for the first time, you know. Little bit at a time, little bit at a time, little bit at a time until you get the right tension, and then you're good. Then pull a bullet and measure it. If you got too much tension, you'll definitely be able to find it with a set of calipers. I'm fixing to show you that. I'm trying to do this in an awkward position. I got my phone duct taped to a brick, turned up so I can get some clearance. And this is a bullet that has been actually loaded and then pulled, and with the die set in the correct position, so it's not going to quite be 401 thousandths because it's being kissed by the die. This is a 40 cal, by the way. Don't know if y'all can see this. See, it's playing the devil here. It's just barely been kissed by the factory crimp die. Gave it enough neck tension to be good. That will fly just fine. Original diameter of these bullets is 401 thousandths. So now let's see what we did when I cranked that factory crimp die all the way down and just blindly went to mashing. Let's see. Well, looky, well, dang it. Well, looky there. We are only 390 and a half thousandths. Just a hair over 390 thousandths. That is way too short, or way too narrow, where it dipped that edge in when the crimp went across it. Now the problem that's going to give you is you're right at 10 thousandths shy of the amount of metal you need to engage your lands and grooves. So that's going to affect accuracy. It's also going to affect velocity and how well the bullet seals the barrel. You can get gas cut that way, which is a good way to foul your barrel. So, factory crimp die is great, but it is also like any other die. Factory crimp die is great, but it's also like any other die. You've got to make sure that you've got everything right. You've got to have your measurements right. You got to measure before and after. Measure everything. Safety depends on it. Safety and accuracy is pretty much why you hand load. So if the safety isn't there, what's the point? You just go ahead and walk out there and step out in front of a bus, because you're doing about the same thing. You're taking your chance, and you don't take chances. But that was just a little something that I thought that y'all might find interesting, might not find interesting. I don't know how many of you guys that follow me actually do any hand loading. So do not take Lee's never over crimp ability that they put in their advertising on their factory crimp die. Always start. Kiss it, kiss it, kiss it, kiss it until you get it just right. And then pull a bullet and measure. Because if you don't, you won't know. You can't see through that case, and you can't measure through that case. You guys have a good one. Maybe I'll get my COVID test back, and I ain't got COVID. Maybe they'll send me on back to work, because I get bored sitting around the house. I'll let y'all guys later. Bye.